I have a pleasure to talk to Gabi and Erez about very important mission and very important things that they are doing. So, guys, please do introduction. Maybe Gabi, you start, and then Erez, you will continue.
So my name is Gabi Siboni. I'm a retired colonel of the IDF. I'm a professor for cybersecurity in Madrid University and a researcher at the Jerusalem Institute for Strategy and Security. Together with Erez, we have a vast experience in the IDF through the decades, for the last three decades. We've been working together for many years. And recently, during the war, Erez was the head of the planning division at the Southern Command, the command that dealt with Gaza. And he brought me into his command. After we finished our service, we have been writing extensively on issues of national security for the state of Israel within the framework of the Jerusalem Institute for Strategy and Security. And we wrote more than 30 articles on a variety of issues of national security for the sake of we want to influence our national security because we understood that the discourse in Israel has very low quality and is not professional enough, and we want to influence our audiences.
Thank you. So, Erez Winner, in English it's Winner. I'm a retired general, served for 26 years in the military, and in the last 12 years during my reserve service in the Southern Command as the head of the planning division. Both Gabi and myself, as Gabi just told, have a very large and wide perspective on the Israeli and the international security issues. And we have thought that it's needed to be organized in a way that people could use it more. We found that there is an ignorance among the security services in Israel, and especially in the IDF. Most of the courses and most of the education that officers are taking part during the service is having to do with political ideas, with international ideas, talking about legitimacy or diplomacy, but less about the profession. And what we try to do in our research, in our articles, and in our podcasts, and in our lectures that we're doing in wide perspective, we try to organize this knowledge, organize the lesson learned from the last war, and try to put up as wide as possible perspective on the military issues. So we write about the history, we write about the lesson learned, and we try to put a wide perspective on what should be done better in future, because the future of the conflict and the future of the challenges is not somewhere in the far away future. It could be tonight or tomorrow when Trump will decide to attack in Iran.
So let's talk a bit about the book. This is actually what I want to chat. So right now you have about 30 different articles. If you want to outline the book, how do you see? Because it's not going to just put the articles. You're going to probably have some kind of introduction, history, what to fix. So talk to me about the idea and different chapters and different groups.
So we wrote about a variety of issues related to our national security. And first of all, I'll start with the motivation, because as Erez mentioned, we want to publish a book that not only will use what we have written already, what we wrote already, but also some new ideas that we want to introduce in the book. It's not that we take the articles and put them in the book. It's not, this is not the case. We want to write a book in a fluent way, in a way that readers, general public can read and can communicate with the book and can understand more about the issues of national security in Israel. Now, it is addressed both to the Israeli audience and to the Jewish community, the English-speaking Jewish community, because we want to publish the book both in Hebrew and in English. This is the motivation that we have. Now, the structure of the book is that we will write about different issues of our national security. We will consolidate our knowledge on those issues. It will be on Israel military issues. It will be on all the education of the IDF commanders. It will be on the maneuver, the way Israel is conducting maneuver and operations against our enemies, both in Gaza, in the north, in Syria, and in Iran. It will be on the Israeli ecosystem, security ecosystem, globally looking at the connection between all our security organizations. And also, we have discussed also our what we call homeland security, which is a big issue in Israel. So this is also something that we will address in the book. Now, all in all, we'll take all those chapters and put them in a way that the audience can read them fluently and in a way that it will be very good to read. What we need to do is we are going to hire an editor, a specialized editor, that will be able to take the ideas from our articles, the ideas verbally that we will put in the book, the ideas from our podcast as well, and infuse them into a book. We start in Hebrew because this is our mother tongue. We'll start in Hebrew. Once we have the book in Hebrew, we would like to translate it into English and publish it also in English.
What is the current timeline you seek for the book?
For the Hebrew version, it will take some 6 months to finalize. Once we have the Hebrew manuscript in parallel to publishing it in Israel, we'll start translating it. So I think all in all, they will have an English book within 9 months or so, 9 months, 10 months from start. And to do that, we need to fund it because we are, as I told you before the conversation we had offline, that the Jerusalem Institute for Strategy and Security, we don't have the funding to do it, though it's not a lot of funding, but we don't have it. And we are seeking for public funding from, dedicated people to help us.
Crowdsourcing. So the idea is that we're doing crowdsourcing for the book. And what will happen, we're actually going to show a QR code, probably right after this, where you can scan the QR code. You can go with this QR code to a website where you could donate the money. Depending where you're located, it's actually going to be tax refundable. I know it's in UX tax refundable.
Yes.
Not sure about Canada. We'll check it later on. I'm not sure if it's how it's working in Israel. But the idea is to bring money for good cause, to publish the book, to make sure it's actually done professional and it's also done in the fastest ways possible. How long do you think is going to be the book? How many pages?
I think we'll end up with between 350 and 400 pages.
It's a good size book.
The cover to cover, yes. With sources. It's not an academic book, but it will be it will be a fluent book. But still, yet we need to put some sources and to make people that want to learn how to get information from where we took what we are saying.
The backbone of the book is the story of how the Israeli defense strategy was built and changed during the decades between the early years, even before the Independence War, until today. We call it from the Iron Wall of Jabotinsky in 1923 to peace out of strength, as Netanyahu and Trump, as lately are mentioning all the time. So that's the backbone of the story. And we do use some of the method and some of the knowledge already in operational delivery here in Israel nowadays. It's not just an academic review. It will be a material that will be used even maybe before the book will be published to advance those thoughts to an actual doing.
Yeah, and it is going to be a saleable book. It's not an academic book. It will be a book that will address the general public, and we think it will address Israeli public as well as Jewish communities throughout the English-speaking, diaspora.
Sounds good. Gabi, Erez, thank you very much. It's a very good cause, and let's hope we can raise money and funding for this project as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you.